Hello and welcome to this video on history of cars. Cars have become an integral part of our lives. We use them to go to work, to go on vacation, and to transport goods. But where did cars come from? How did they evolve into the vehicles we know today? In this episode, we'll explore the history of cars, from their earliest beginnings to the end of the 19th century. For thousands of years, humans have been using animals to transport goods and people. But in the early 19th century, a new form of transportation emerged. The carriage. Carriages were essentially horse-drawn vehicles that were used to transport people and goods over short distances. Steam-powered vehicle. But it wasn't until the 1800s that inventors began experimenting with the idea of a self-propelled vehicle. In 1769, Nicolas Joseph Cugnot, a French military engineer, built a steam-powered vehicle that could transport heavy artillery. It was the first self-propelled vehicle in history, but it was slow, cumbersome, and unreliable. Gasoline-powered vehicle. It wasn't until the late 1800s that inventors began to develop the gasoline-powered vehicles that would eventually become the cars we know today. In 1885, German inventor Carl Benz built the first gasoline-powered car. It was a three-wheeled vehicle called the Benz Patent Motorwagen, and it had a top speed of 10 miles per hour. But it was Henry Ford who would revolutionize the car industry. In 1908, Ford introduced the Model T, the first car that was affordable for the average American. It was built using an assembly line, which made production faster and more efficient. By the time the Model T was discontinued in 1927, over 15 million had been sold. Today, cars are more sophisticated and complex than ever before. They use computer technology to control everything from the engine to the entertainment system. But despite all the advances, the basic principles of how a car works have remained the same since the early days of the automobile. In the next episode, we'll explore the evolution of cars from the early 20th century to the present day. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the history of cars.